Hi, I want to talk to you about being the authentic you, and I'm wondering to what extent you can be yourself at work, or whether you have to try and be somebody else. Now, I'm working with a client, let's call him Craig, and he's up to operate so far from his natural self that it's leading to all sorts of problems. He's kind, he's considered, he's thoughtful, he's a really nice chap, but he's the sort of person who likes to think things through to work out what's going to be the best approach to take. But his boss is very different, and his boss wants the answers right away, and he puts him under so much pressure, and it's making him feel exhausted. And he approached me because he was thinking of leaving the organisation, but he doesn't want to leave until he knows he's going to get a good reference from his boss. So the work we've done together is about helping him to appreciate his differences, to appreciate how he likes to work, and also to develop greater assertiveness so he can talk to his boss about different approaches and that, his style's not worse, it's just different, and try and help his boss to see the difference. So he's been able to talk to his boss, and he said that he likes to get an agenda in advance of a meeting to give him time to prepare. And his boss used to just tower over his desk and expect an answer immediately. And I've helped him to sort of say, well, I just need to think about this, so let me get back to you. Now, it's not a fairy tale ending, but things have improved over time. And I wondered, what you think. I mean, should he carry on trying to be the sort of person that his boss wants? Or should he be more himself? Craig is one of these people who's very strategic. He's not so into the detail. And it's complex detail with his job. It's not that really easy detail. So again, we spoke about, well, what can he do? And one of the things that he can do is to start developing a member of staff so that that member of staff sort of takes on more of the detail work. And maybe that's going to be helpful. It's good for this person's development, but it's also good for him because it enables him to play more to his strengths and clearly to talk about his boss, about his objectives. Now, I want to think about you now, having spoken a bit about Craig, and I'd like to think about the work you do and how good a fit is it? I'm getting lots of people contacting me now a few years after graduation, and they're just saying, the job doesn't fit. I might be successful in my career, but it's just so hard to be me, which is why I decided to create this video this time. And it's not just, fairly recent graduates, it's people of all ages like Craig. And, sometimes it's like the boss, it's just the wrong boss. It's not necessarily the wrong job, but it's the wrong boss or the wrong organisation. So, if you have some time over the next few days, it's one of these things that I want you to think about thinking about what's going to be right for you. Now, in the notes that accompany this, I'm going to write a bit about a manager that I dealt with or had to work for in the past, and about the difficult time I had and what I learned from that. But then I did have a great ending because she thought I was so poor at everything really, that she gave me to somebody else who could actually see all my strengths, and that led to me having, a quite rapid series of promotions when I was working back with Royal Mail. So I want you to think about to what extent you can be you. And sometimes it's not just thinking about work, but it's thinking about our out of work activities as well, thinking about the relationships they're with. I remember once I was dating somebody and I stayed with him for a few days, and he was quite appalled that I just put on my sort of sloppy old clothes when we weren't going out in the evening. And that was when I realised this wasn't going to work. He wanted me to be sort of properly dressed at all times, so I couldn't sort of ever feel like I was going to slob out, so that wasn't going to work. So I want you to think about, do you want to wear different masks, or do you want to have just the mask that is really you? So think about, are you being true to yourself in your relationships and at work? If you have to adapt, how is this affecting you? And how would you prefer to be? So lots of big questions to get you thinking. And, if this is the sort of thing that you'd like to talk with somebody about, then please get in touch. It's a longer video than I usually do. But if you'd prefer to read, then the notes are going to be accessible as well. So till next time, bye-bye.